Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's Ijoma here, and in today's video we are going to learn how to make this beautiful trouser with holes, cup chain, beads, whatsoever you want to add around the holes. That is up to you. But in today's video we are going to cut and we are going to sew this trouser, and I had to do this on just one leg because I don't have so much money to spend on this, but you will learn everything you need to learn. Now, this is the crepe fabric that I'll be using. I'll go ahead and cut out the front first of all. I am not doing pattern drafting, we are doing freehand here. So I'll fold the front first of all. 2 yards is what I use for the people that always ask. I used crepe and I used 2 yards. Okay, now after folding this fabric out, I'll cut out my fronts, and this trouser will have a band, and I'll take out my band measurement. 2 inches is what I will use for my band. Now, if I take out 2 inches for my band, I will mark my waist to hip. That is 10 inches. My waist to my hip is 10 inches. Then for my crotch length, I normally come down by 1 inch from my hip, and that is 11. So hip line is 10, my crotch is 11. That's how I get my fitted crotch. Then I will mark my full length. I want to make my full length 43 plus 2 inches for hemming. After doing that, I'll go ahead and draw my straight lines. So after marking all these straight lines, normally the first measurements that you take on a trouser is your hip measurement, right? After taking your hip measurement, you can now continue with the other measurements. So my hip is 42 divided by 4. That is 10.5 plus 1 inch for seam allowance, 11.5. So I marked 11.5, and from that 11.5, I connected it up to my waistline. Then from that straight line that I marked, I will go back and get my waist. My waist is 30 divided by 2, 7.5, divided by 4, 7.5 plus 1 inch, that is 8.5. So I connected from that 8.5 to my hip. Then for my crotch, I will divide my hip by 4. Whatever I got, I'll divide it by 4 again. So my 42 divided by 4 is 10.5. 10.5 divided by 4 again is 2.6, and I curved it. I went in by 2.6. I curved my crotch and then marked straight line down. This is more like a palazzo trouser, but the palazzo is not too free. So you can see me going down from my hip. I came in a little by like 1 inch and I marked a straight line. Then for the crotch area, I came in a little and I shaped my palazzo a little. Like I don't want it to be a too free palazzo. Now I'll go ahead and cut my trouser out. This trouser will not have a pocket, it will not have a dart. Okay, if you want to see a little tutorial on how to cut a trouser, you can feel free to send me a DM so that I will put you through how to draft a perfect trouser. We have a trouser class. I will take you through how to draft a perfect trouser. Now after cutting out this front, I'll use my front piece to cut out my back. I'll go ahead and fold my back piece, then I'll place my front piece on it, and on the back piece you just do some little alterations here and there. The front piece and the back piece will not be the same. If you have been cutting a trouser, you already know that. Now after folding this, what I'm going to do is that I'll place my front piece on it, and I will leave a little allowance on both sides of this front piece, including the waist area. You will leave a little allowance around the waist area. So what I'm going to do is that from the center back of this trouser, I will take out 2 inches and I will transfer it to the side. There's some people that add to 2 inches extensions at the center area, but no, for me, I take it out from there and I transfer to the side. Now using my tape, I will come in by 2 inches from the center back. Then I will transfer it to the side. Like I will transfer it to the side of the trouser. So from the center front, come in by 2 and transfer that 2 to the side. So add 2 to the waist, add 2 to the hip. Then at the center where you came in by 2, you go up by 1 inch and then connect it back to that 2 you transfer to the side. At the knee area, just add 1.5 and take it down straight to the full length. Okay, so you can see what I did there. I took out 2 from the center front and shifted it to the side. You can see that the center back went in a little. Then at my crotch, I will extend it by 2. The back crotch, I will extend it by 2, and I'll come down by half an inch before the extension. Then I'll go ahead and connect it from that extension into that place that I went in by 2 inches. Okay, then I'll add 1.5 for zipper allowance. This one that I marked now is for zipper allowance. Now this is what I have. I will start cutting. Then from the crotch extension that you added to the back, you should also remember to curve it into the knee. So from that crotch extension, I'll curve it into my knee area, and you can see that the back is wider at the side. I extended the back piece by 2 inches at the side. Then at the crotch, I extended it by 2 inches. I added zipper allowance to the back. I don't want my zipper allowance to be at the side. I want it to be at the back. So this one that I'm cutting now is the zipper allowance, and I'll cut the remaining crotch curve, and that is it. So now what I'm going to do is that I'll go ahead and close my center front. First of all, I will join my center front. Okay, now this is the band that I am using. My waist is 30 inches, right? Plus 1.5 inch 1.5 inch on one side and 1.5 inch zipper allowance on the other side. That is 3 inches, right? So 30 plus 3 inches for the zipper allowance, that will be 33. And I'll go ahead and cut out my band out, and you can see that my band is on fold. Now after cutting out my band, the next thing that we do is to add interface to this band. You can add a strong interface, you can add a light interface. It is up to you to choose the type of interface that you want to add to your band. Okay, now this is a cloth gum interface. I'll go ahead and add that. This is my center front, my front pieces. I'll go ahead and close the front pieces first, join the two of them at the center. Then now it is time to start making our holes. So this is what I'm going to do. This is a soldering iron. I will use a soldering iron. I have my hook gum, and I also have my cup chain. Now I'll plug my soldering iron while it is heating. While heating, I'll start marking the designs that I want to cut out. So using my chalk, I'll start marking small designs that I want to cut out. So after marking all these designs, I will use my soldering iron to open them up. You know, the soldering iron is heating while I was doing this. So what I'm going to do is that while my soldering iron is plugged, I will be marking these designs, right? So now you mark as much as you want, but the cup chain I had was 3 years. So I used 3 years for one side of the trouser, then the other side will be 3 years. But if you want your opening to be full, if you want your design to be full, you can buy 7 years or 8 years. 4 years for one side of the trouser, 4 years for the other side of the trouser. Now this is the design that I marked on that leg. I will start marking on the other side. So right now I am done marking the styles. It is time to start cutting out with my soldering iron. This soldering iron is very hot, like very hot. So you can see how I'm carefully using it to trace out this design. Like if you are placing it on those lines that you marked, the designs will be coming out. So the importance of this soldering iron is that as it is cutting out that piece, it will be sealing that area, like your fabric will not frill or will not tear from there. So soldering iron will be cutting out and it will be sealing at the same time. And the crepe that you should use should not be too thick, so that the soldering iron can handle it very well. Okay, now after tracing all this out, you start using your glue to add your cup chain. Glue your hook gum. That hook gum that I got, I actually like it. I recommend it. It is strong. So you go ahead and you use your glue to add it. If you don't want to use glue, you can calm down and bead everything. You can do hand beading, but the more hand beading you do, the more your price is increasing. If you don't want to use that cup chain, you can do hand beading. So now I am taking my time to cut all this out, and I am done cutting out. The next thing that I will do right now, I'm trying to like add extra openings, right? The next thing that I will do right now is to get my cup chain, and I will make use of my hook gum. So as I am adding my hook gum, I'll be placing my cup chain on top. And I noticed that this was staining my table, so I had to place a paper under it. If you are doing this, get a paper, place a paper under this before you proceed. Now I am done placing on the holes that I cut, and I have a little remaining, and I don't want to use it on the other side. At this point, I decided to leave the other side plain. So what I did was that I started using glue to place it on a normal place. If you check that trouser, they did not open all of them. Some areas of that trouser has this cup chain, but it wasn't opened. Okay, so you just take your time and arrange it according to the way you want. So you can see how I'm adding a little designs here and there. I'm adding a little design here and there. So now that is what we have. After placing the last one, I'll go ahead and get my back. I'll close my zipper allowance for the back piece of that trouser. Then I'll shape the two of them. After shaping, I will add my band and add my zipper. So this is what I got using 3 yards of cup chain. So you should know how many you should buy depending on the design that you want. Now I'll allow it to dry a little, and I'm making a tutorial, so I couldn't wait for it to dry properly. After drying, you go ahead and drag it out from the paper. Take your time and drag it out. Like I said, I didn't allow it to dry very well because of the tutorial that I was making. Yeah, so this is what we have. After adding that, I'll go ahead and place the other part of the trouser, that is the back. I've closed the zipper allowance of the back. I'll place the back on it. Use 1 inch to shape, and then take my waist measurements. After doing that, I'll fix my band, and after fixing my band, it will be my zipper. And this trouser is actually very cheap. Like, if you have money, if you can do the both sides, that would be better. And I'll also advise you to do this before you shape. Like, do this before you shape. So I'm done shaping one side of the trouser. I'll close the inner part of the trouser. Then I'll remove the paper that I have there, the excess papers that I have there. Okay, now at the end of the day, this is what I have. I will turn my trouser out so that you guys can see what it looks like. It is really beautiful. It is really beautiful, and I didn't even use too much, right? So I'm trying to arrange the ones that shifted because I didn't allow it to dry. Now I'll go ahead and fix my band. This is my band, and I added my interface to it. I'll trim off the excess interface. After trimming, I'll add my band. So guys, I also want to remind us that we have over 15 online classes ranging from Igbo George, corset, trouser, joggers, cargo pants, that manipulation, ready to wear class. We have so many classes. So if you want to register for any of our classes, feel free to drop a comment in the comment section, and I will direct you on how to register. Okay, thank you all so much for watching. So this is the zipper I have, and it didn't match very well, but I used it, by the way. So thank you all for watching. If you find this interesting, do not forget to subscribe. This is the trouser on my leg, and I am loving it. Thank you all, and see you all in my next video. I love you. Bye.